Hallo aus Phuket. Es gibt was Neues zum Thai-Pass. Heute ist ja der 20.05. Da sollte ja entschieden werden, ob er abgeschafft wird. Erstmal vorab gesagt, er wurde nicht abgeschafft, aber es wird ein bisschen erleichtert. Die wesentlichste Erleichterung ist wohl in dem Moment, wo man den Thai-Pass beantragt, bekommt man sofort einen QR-Code und kann dann auch sofort reisen. Also die 2, 3 Tage Wartefrist ist aufgehoben. Das heißt also, es ist ein bisschen leichter geworden, nach Thailand zu reisen. Man muss also nach wie vor nachweisen, dass man geimpft ist, wenn man hierher reisen will, beziehungsweise wenn man und diese 10.000 $ Versicherung muss man immer noch haben und natürlich seine Passportinformationen muss man in diesen Thai-Pass eintragen. Nach wie vor kann man auch ungeimpft hier einreisen. Da ist jetzt der Unterschied, man lässt sich entweder in dem Land, wo man herreist, in dem Fall Deutschland, Schweiz, Österreich, diesen PCR-Test machen. Der sollte nicht älter, wenn ich es richtig verstanden habe, wie 48 Stunden sein. Oder aber man kann auch den Test erst vor Ort machen. Man kann also ungeimpft, ohne diesen PCR-Test reisen, macht ihn dann hier vor Ort und kann dann auch ungeimpft nach Thailand reisen. Ich würde das aber nicht empfehlen. Es ist ja schlauer, man macht den PCR erst in Deutschland oder Österreich oder egal von wo man kommt dann hier an und kann sich frei bewegen. Wenn man jetzt hier vor Ort macht und man hat dann Covid, weiß ich nicht ganz genau, was dann passiert, aber besser, man macht den Glaub im Herkunftsland. Ja, wie gesagt, die wesentliche Änderung ist, man bekommt sofort den QR-Code in dem Moment, wo man den Thai-Pass beantragt. Man muss natürlich alles richtig ausfüllen, sonst kann es natürlich Schwierigkeiten geben, wenn man hier ankommt, wenn man jetzt falsche Angaben macht. Und den QR-Code zeigt man dann hier bei der Immigration, wenn man reinkommt. Und wenn dann alles in Ordnung ist, kann man sich frei bewegen. Also es gibt anscheinend diese SHA Plus Hotels und so weiter. Das ist nichtig und von dem her ist es um einiges leichter. Im Anschluss habe ich mal auch diese Live-Sendung, die ja gerade erst relativ frisch noch ist, die in Thailand gesendet wurde von offizieller Seite. Könnt ihr euch anhören, ist auf Englisch. Aber im Prinzip, das Wesentliche habe ich kurz und bündig erzählt. Also hoffentlich kommen bald viele Leute zu uns. Und ansonsten wünsche ich ein schönes Wochenende und Sawadika.
And good afternoon to our English language audiences at home. Thank you for tuning in today to our briefing, as usual, from the Center for COVID Situation Administration, or CCSA. Today is Monday, the 20th of May, 2022. And as you are aware, or as some of you may be aware, the CCSA committee this morning was chaired by the Thai Prime Minister. The meeting, as usual, monitored the global and regional situation, and today in particular, there was a discussion in detail regarding domestic regulations and adjustments to entry into Thailand, including the streamlining of Thailand Pass system. For an overview of the situation in the country, the meeting discussed and looked at length regarding the rankings of different countries around the world. Thailand now ranks 24th globally for the number of new infections and is on a general downward trend, which is very, very heartening. Fatalities are still concentrated in the elderly and the 608 groups. The number of new infections, including those in need of intubation, has also been decreasing, and hospital occupancy rates remain low. As COVID-19 is now entering its endemic phase, very happy to note that in Thailand, the Ministry of Public Health has issued a new set of recommendations on public health measures for those who are not considered high-risk contacts. Whereas a self-quarantine of 10 days was previously recommended for people who are not considered to be high risk, it is now adjusted to a self-monitoring period of 10 days without having to quarantine. It should also be noted, however, that the endemic designation does not mean that the disease is no longer dangerous or worrisome. The government will continue to ensure that the healthcare system remains capable of handling emergency situations. The meeting this morning also approved the reopening of nightclubs, bars, and karaoke venues as well. There was a discussion and also a decision as well to extend the use of the emergency decree on public administration in emergency situations for another 2 months, from the 1st of June to the 31st of July. And this is, of course, to ensure that we maintain and can facilitate all of the necessary public health measures to stem the spread of COVID-19 until such time that we enter truly into the endemic phase as determined by competent public health authorities. The number of new cases is expected to continue to decline, and additional relaxed measures approved at the meeting today will take effect on the 1st of June 2022. Regarding entry into Thailand, again, as Thailand is happily transitioning into the endemic phase of COVID, entry requirements for travelers coming to the country will be adjusted beginning on the 1st of June 2022. They will include a streamlining of the registration for Thailand Pass, and thank you very much to my team for getting that slide up there so friends at home can follow what is going to be streamlined. And really, it has been made simpler, more convenient, and faster. So as of 1st of June 2022, foreign travelers coming into Thailand will be providing the following information, as you see there on screen: COVID-19 vaccination certificates or COVID-19 test results for unvaccinated and partially vaccinated travelers. The second, a minimum of $10,000 equivalent travel insurance that covers medical expenses related to COVID-19. And third and last, a copy of a valid passport. The second element that you see there that will surely be a welcome element is that the Thailand Pass QR code will be auto-generated immediately after registration. This will save many of you a lot of time and the worry of waiting for your QR code. So I hope this is really a welcome adjustment there. Airlines will be required to pre-check for Thailand Pass QR code prior to issuing boarding passes to travelers coming to Thailand. And of course, once you arrive in Thailand, travelers are required to go through the usual screening and checks at the airport. Another element that I would like to draw your attention to that will also help streamline the Thailand Pass process is that starting June 1st, again, Thai nationals will no longer be required to register for Thailand Pass. Thailand Pass effectively will function next month as a pre-arrival registration for our foreign friends. It is not an approval system, let me underline that. And therefore, foreign visitors, please make sure to upload the correct documents and also carry them just in case you're required to produce them and show them for verification. Until the revised Thailand Pass updates take effect on the 1st of June 2022, Thais and foreign visitors alike are still required to register with Thailand Pass and seek approval from the system. Travelers coming to Thailand before the beginning of June still need to adhere to the same entry requirements as announced earlier. Under the current mandatory measure, unvaccinated and partially vaccinated travelers who wish not to be quarantined must undergo an RT-PCR or pro-ATK test before departure. We do hope that these updates are well received. It's very important for us to also keep track of what's happening around in the neighborhood and what other countries in the region are doing. So for instance, and if I may, these adjusted and stream measures for travelers, namely the proof of vaccination, travel insurance of $10,000, RT-PCR test for those not fully vaccinated, seem to be in line with public health measures and practices in other countries in the Southeast Asian region. And if I may bring up a case in point, is that Singapore, where fully vaccinated travelers also need to prepare proof of vaccination, arrival card, and install the Trace Together application prior to arriving in Singapore. Another country is Malaysia, our neighbor, where non-fully vaccinated travelers are required to undergo the PCR test or RTK antigen test within 48 hours prior to traveling to Malaysia, and fully vaccinated travelers need to install the My Sejahtera application and verify their digital COVID-19 vaccine certificates on My Safe Travel. Certainly, we are tracking also, and very happily, the relaxation of many measures, and happily note that there is, in fact, an uptick in regional travel, and we look forward to welcoming more and more friends to Thailand. Stay safe, have a lovely weekend ahead of you, and see you again very soon. Sawasdee.
Eins hatte ich noch vergessen zu erwähnen, also thailändische Staatsbürger, die brauchen keinen Thai-Pass mehr, die können also buchen ihr Ticket und können einfach nach Thailand einreisen. Ich glaube, egal woher sie kommen, außer von irgendeinem gefährdeten Land. Und naja, das ist ja schon mal positiv zu werden. Hoffen wir, dass es weiter erleichtert wird und dass wir vielleicht mal wieder einigermaßen normale Reisebedingungen haben weltweit. Ja, dann wünsche ich euch noch ein schönes Wochenende und wenn es euch gefallen hat, lasst ein Like da, abonniert unseren Kanal und drückt auf die Glocke. Dankeschön.